Welcome back. The importance of getting a good night's sleep can't be overstated. If we don't, we feel sluggish and unmotivated, and it can affect everything from our appetite to our moods and even long-term mental health. Here to tell us more, welcome Dr David Cunnington from the Sleep Health Foundation. David, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Hi.
A good night's sleep is driven by our internal body clock or our circadian rhythm. How does this affect our health and our well-being?
So we're biological beings, so we were developed to live on a planet that has a light-dark cycle. So our brain senses that. And so we sense when the sun goes down, melatonin levels start to rise, we feel sleepy. And then when the sun comes up, we get that light, it suppresses melatonin, we feel more alert. Problem is, in this society, we've got light and we try and mess with that natural cycle, and it really can interfere with our sleep patterns.
So our lifestyles just don't work to that kind of light-dark. Most of us work late or early or whatever. What sorts of things can throw our circadian rhythm out?
So light is one of the things that can throw it out. So getting light from devices or lights suppresses melatonin, so it delays the time that we feel sleepy and just pushes that back later. Busyness is the other thing. So rather than when the sun goes down, the signal for, OK, down tools, my day's done, we're still doing things long after the time the sun's gone down. And that keeps our brains really busy. And part of it too is our expectation of ourselves. In today's world, we expect a lot of ourselves, and to get all of that done, the brain's busy and there's that, have I done a good enough job? And now I've got to switch off and get the perfect sleep, because if I don't, there's going to be these consequences as well.
We're always on. It's like we get an email at 11 p.m. I feel like I have to respond straight away. What does that mean then, David, for shift workers, teenagers who oversleep or sleep in, and travellers who are suffering from jet lag?
So they're really challenges to sleep. All of those things are going to expect us to try and sleep outside of the light-dark cycle, or at times when our body's not ready for sleep, or expect that we're trying to switch off in this unrealistic short time. So shift work's an example. There might be a really short turnaround time between shifts, or people may have to get up much earlier than what they're used to for breakfast radio, for example. And it's just that people are chronically short on sleep. And once you get short on sleep, you then start to get anxious about sleep. I've only had this much sleep, I'm feeling tired. If I don't get this amount of sleep, it's going to just amplify and cause problems. So it is important to try and almost back away from that a bit and recognise if there are challenges to sleep, like shift work or for teenagers, to go a bit with where our normal rhythms are and not try to sort of live that busy life where, OK, I'm forced to sleep at this time, so I must make it work at these times, but to try and actually have some flexibility around it.
So we're evolving from that basic cycle, and we've got everything coming in from technology, like you've said, Rach. But also, how does the sun play a role in this? Should we be getting out and getting vitamin D to make our body clock get into rhythm?
Absolutely. Light's one of the keys for the circadian rhythm, and the best light is outdoor light, because that's what, as biological beings, we're developed to respond to. And indoor light's often not quite the right wavelength. It can give the wrong messages late in the day or the right messages at the wrong time of the day. So outdoor light gets it right. That's what, as human beings, we're designed to adapt to. But if you can't always get outside, it's a matter of recognising those colder colour temperatures. The blue-green colour temperatures simulate morning outdoor light and are very stimulating. The warmer colour temperatures are a bit more neutral for the body clock. So think of what a candle used to look like, or gas lights or incandescent lights. Now we have LED lights that are that very white, harsh colour temperature.
Yeah, on that colour temperature, I'm a big believer in reducing the colour temperature of my screens, for one, but wearing blue blockers. I don't know if you've heard of these, but they help block the blue-violet light from technology in all my devices, which could in turn affect my sleep cycle. Do you believe in those?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a role for those. But think of it, it's important about the time of day. So having a blue blocker glass on during the middle of the day is actually giving your body the wrong message.
So, David, you mentioned breakfast radio. I did it for 12 years, not anymore, but Darcy's still in that sleep-deprived state, the poor thing. But I think anybody who works a job that means that they don't get normal sleeping patterns, it does affect your mental health. I look back at those 12 years and I was struggling with sort of a low-grade depression a lot of the time, just from fatigue. And I think that's common across a lot of society. What can we do to adjust our daily patterns when our lifestyles are such that we kind of can't help the fact that we might be sleep deprived?
So a place to start is being less strict or rigid around sleep. So we have this idea that we get one shot at sleep per 24 hours.
Oh, yes.
So a nice example for breakfast radio is, you know, you're going to be up early and you've got a limited opportunity for sleep, but you know your shift is going to finish reasonably early as well. So program in a second opportunity for sleep at end of shift.
Right.
And that takes the pressure off the overnight sleep as being I've got one go at it, I have to get it right. If I don't get it then I've got to bridge right across the day. So for shift workers, it's really helpful to just think of the day in different chunks.
I think that's really helpful for new mums too, and parents who are sleep when you can, when your baby's sleeping, you sleep, just take whatever you can get, basically.
And the people I see who have trouble with sleep, particularly new mums, are ones whose sleep's been a sensitive topic before they get pregnant.
Right.
And they're very sort of protective of sleep and don't go well with that. Yeah, whenever, I'm going to sleep when I get a chance. Whereas the mums who do a bit better are a bit more flexible around sleep.
Hey, David, thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. Helping us to all sleep a little easier. Plenty more still to come right after this on the House of Wellness.